Hey, 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 hey. Oh my gosh, today's subject. I am a pro of today's subject. It is entitled Anti Success Tips in Caregiving. Yes, I did say that. Anti success tips. Things that don't help you when you are a caregiver. Why do I say I'm an expert at that? Because I fought being a caregiver for the most part. I was a caregiver 24/7 for my mom for 3.5 years. I made life so much harder for myself because it's like, even though I knew, I didn't know. I tried to reason with my mom who has dementia. Maybe not an extreme case of dementia, but the point is that I was reasoning with somebody that didn't have their. So who's really nuts? Seriously, who's the crazy one? Believe, and there were times that I actually said that of myself. I said, "Oh my gosh, come on, Carolyn." And I would be so frustrated, but I want to spare you the headaches that I had to go through and just maybe influence you to think a little bit different. So I've come up with there's a whole bunch of them, but I came up with 7 of them that I thought were pretty key that would at least get you on your way. Because, bottom line, it's all about how you think and how you approach the situation. Not only that, but to think a little bit more on your loved one's side. Think about the person that you're caregiving, especially in dementia, where your brain is affected and your faculties, your way of reasoning is not even intact. I can't even begin to tell you. Number one, this was my number one problem, my attitude. You see, I was fighting the fact that this cannot be my reality. This is going to be the rest of my life. This can't be. Oh my God, am I being punished? Because my mom and I never really got along for most of my life, but it wasn't even that. It's like, really? I thought my sister was going to take care of my mom, but she up and moved to Hawaii. How convenient. Hey, regardless of the reasons why she left, I was here to take care of my parents, and I wasn't going to turn my back on my mom and dad, regardless of my relationship with my mom. But my attitude really did lay the foundation of everything. How I approached a day. If in the morning I was in a pissy mood, it really made a pissy kind of day. If I wanted to be difficult and argue with my mom because my mom was being unrealistic, because let's face it, when they have a UTI or any other medical thing that's going on besides a dementia, you're going to be battling that too. So it's all a matter of attitude. You have a sunny disposition, the day will go nice. You treat your loved one with compassion and grace and dignity, well, then chances are they're going to be nice back to you. It's not like that all the time. But seriously, I didn't learn about my attitude probably until a year left in my caregiving. I mean, that's how long I fought it. I think I fought it for a good year. I could have saved myself a bunch of headaches. Just remember, attitude is everything. But when you think about it, it's the same way in life, right? Goes a long way. Also, your thoughts of defeat, caregiving in regards to dementia, caregiving in general is just hard. It's probably the hardest thing that I have personally ever experienced, far greater than anything that I'm going through or have been through. This was the hardest. And I've talked to many people that were parents that had raised children that were in a difficult marriage. You name it. They said this by far was the hardest, and that raising children was daunting. It was a hard thing to do. I don't know. I don't have children. I have nieces and nephews. I know what they were like when they grew up, and I actually was blessed with some really good ones. But look at They said the good thing about child raising or rearing is that they grow up and they become independent. This, your loved one who raised you and took care of you, are regressing. So it's like taking care of a 70, 80-year-old kid who has a mind of this is the way it is and this is the way I want it to be. So they think on their own. It's hard. You want to make sure that you don't feel defeated in your tasks. You don't want to do that mental game where you feel isolated, because it does feel isolating because it's weird. People all of a sudden disappear and nobody can understand what you're going through unless they're in it themselves. And you can get depressed. So your thoughts play a big, big role in this. Number 3, try not to be reactive, be proactive. I talked about that in other videos. Being proactive and planning ahead makes all the difference, because when you're reactive, it brings on stress. It's been notated that 67% of caregivers have more and acquire health issues greater than the person that they're caring for. It's very likely that your caregiver will I said that wrong. Your loved one that you're caring for will outlive the caregiver. It's a reality that I was like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It puts so much stress onto your life. I actually know from this journey of caregiving, people that I have met that were caring for their loved one and the immense stress that they were going through. I actually know people that died because they couldn't handle it. Heart disease. I've lost friends that are caregivers because nobody else stepped up to the plate and they felt like they needed to do everything. They needed to solve all the problems. Maybe they were the only person. People need help, but they need to help themselves too. And first part of it is understanding you cannot be reactive to everything. Try your best not to. You want to minimize the stress. It's already a stressful thing. The other part, number 4, stop reasoning with your loved one. Remember, they have Alzheimer's or dementia. It's a brain issue. Their brain is not functioning to capacity. Their brain sometimes is dying. Sometimes it's on a repeat mode. This is the thing. You have to think of it that this disease is taking over your loved one's thought process, their reasoning skills, their coping mechanisms. Everything that causes your brain to function is being compromised. You, as a caregiver, are trying to reason with them. Not going to work. I've done that with my mom. I tried to reason with her. They have their own way of thinking. Who knows what they're thinking? It might be twisted. They might be seeing things. They might be imagining things. Stop putting yourself into this hamster wheel of crazy. And I'm not saying, God, that sounded bad. It's a crazy disease. Your loved one, who you do anything for. Obviously, you haven't abandoned them, but it's a crazy disease. You just have to embrace what you can and make the best of it. Now, the other part is number 6. As people get accustomed to this disease and what it's capable of doing, there's this weird boundary, there's this weird spot where things seem, oh, they're doing okay. Yeah, they still can drive. Yeah, they still can do this. Yeah, they're functioning. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not right. They're not functioning. That You see moments of fluidity, clarity, reasoning as well intact. And then you'll see within a turn of a dime, all of a sudden it's not there. Happened to my mom. She would be driving around to a place she's been to for years. And all of a sudden it's like, I don't know where I'm at. I'm lost. She's driving. You know how dangerous that is for her, but even more so, innocent people are on the road. Innocent people could have been hurt. They didn't get hurt, but they could have been. That's the part of allowing the freedoms of them allowing to be independent, and they will fight you tooth and nail. My mom was fiercely independent. My dad was really independent. He didn't have Alzheimer's or dementia, but God, don't take his driver's license away. That was his way to do things, to live life. And they will fight you tooth and nail because there's little slivers of reality that they remember. They're going to hold on to, and they're going to make you look like you're the bad person. My mom used to call me her warden. Oh my gosh, I'm in a prison and you're the warden and you've got the key and you're, yeah. Do you think I enjoyed listening to that? No, it hurt me. And then it was just like they'd be just downright mad. So they'd be mean with their words. That's when when changes are happening, you have to kind of look at it like an adult because they are regressing in their ability to reason, to cope, to do things. You really have to consider that. You have to see if they're a danger to themselves as well as to others. You don't want to compromise yourself in that process. Because if something does drastically go wrong, if something terribly happens, ultimately you're the one as the caregiver that's going to be looked at like, why did you allow them to do that? And why would you want to put yourself in that position? The other part is, as you deny that it is progressing, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help your loved one. It is something hard to embrace, to really embrace the reality of what's happening. It's hard for the loved one, but it makes it even more harder for you. And number 7, my God, don't be a hero and turn out to be a 0. Please, if you need help, ask for it. Don't let your pride get in the way. I don't know how many times people have approached me and said, well, how can I help? The truth of the matter, as a caregiver, I never had an answer. I did need the help, but I didn't know how to ask for it. I didn't even know what to do to be able to share with someone else what to do. It's hard because some people did want to help me, and I pushed them away because I didn't know what to tell them, but I needed it. And every time I was trying to figure out what would I ask for, I found that certain people would just show up with a bag of groceries because I couldn't always go to the grocery store freely. My mom was bedridden at one point, and then there was times when she wasn't bedridden. But I needed to find a time to arrange things, to pre-plan, to be proactive, to go to the grocery store. Even that was hard. But people did show up with groceries, or they would just show up with a meal so that I didn't have to think about what to cook. There's so many things that need to be done, and you realize you're not only doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for your loved one. And one thing could take up a lot of time. So it's kind of like if you're cooking, you have to cook in advance, right? And make portions so that you don't have to spend all the time cooking. If you're doing laundry, you're doing laundry for 2, maybe 3, and that takes all day. You're exhausted. I found out in hindsight My mom has since passed, but when people ask you, what do you need done? Start making a list. What is it that you would like someone else to do? Is it the groceries? Would you like somebody to show up and kind of help out with the yard? Is there something that needs to be done that you just can't get to, or you're just too exhausted to get to? Is there light housekeeping? Is there something that maybe someone can go out and get certain things from a store, not necessarily groceries, but you just can't get to? Those are things you write on a list. And when someone asks you, is there something that I can do? Say, I have a list. Let's pick one together. They're happy to help you. You have something planned. I didn't do that. I did not do that. And let me tell you something. This is a bonus tip. My mom had incontinence issues, and I'm going to throw it out there. Do not. And I did it plenty of times, and you would think it would get into here, but it didn't. She was bedridden, and when you're not moving around a lot, you got to make sure that she's not, I don't even know how to say it. She needs to go to the bathroom. And if she's not doing number 2, you don't want it to be backed up, because then you're dealing with hospital visits and a whole different gamut of things. Do not. This is an anti-tip of anti-tips. Give her more than one laxative and things that you think like would work like Drano on the human body, because let me tell you, once that kicks in, you're going to be cleaning up a whole lot more than just your loved one. You're going to be cleaning up all the bedding. You're going to be cleaning up all kinds of, do I say it? I'm so laughing, but I'll tell you what, it happened more than once. It happened more than twice with me. And every time it's like, I think I was reactive in panic mode. And so I gave her laxatives, and well, she was cleared out, and I was cleaning it up because nobody else was around. Oh, good God. Those are my anti-success tips in caregiving. Do not do that. Make your life a little bit easier. And in the meantime, be blessed. And remember to always take care of yourself in the midst of this journey. God bless you. See you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button. We are trying to grow our channel and reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, for every new subscriber, these 2 nutheads right here, they're going to get a treat, so we will all be happy. Thanks for watching.